In 2007, the Oregon legislature passed a revolutionary new law, the Vulnerable User Law, that was created out of language from the European traffic safety community and incorporated into American traffic law for the first time. It was an attempt by the Bicycle Transportation Alliance Legislative Committee to provide some type of an enhanced penalty for those drivers who seriously injure or kill a vulnerable user, defined as folks who don't have a steel exoskeleton around them, such as highway workers, bicyclists, runners, folks who are working in agriculture, and other people who do not have the benefit of the kind of protection that a motor vehicle affords a person. And it's designed to send a signal to law enforcement and to the traffic safety community that vulnerable users, people who are using the roadways, using their bodies instead of burning up gas and other resources and clogging our roads, that we should encourage those folks to use the road even though they are at a somewhat disadvantage in terms of mass and velocity, in that they don't have the protection that larger vehicles carry. So what we wanted to do was to make the careless driving law, which is driving in a way that would endanger persons or property under Oregon law, have an enhanced penalty. Not to make it a more serious penalty necessarily in terms of punitive action, but instead to make it so that motor vehicle operators who have committed careless driving and seriously injure or kill a vulnerable user must, if they're cited, appear in court instead of just sending in a check, which was a change in the law. They must also perform community service and perform it on the pain of, if they fail to do it, having their license suspended and receiving up to a $12,500 fine. So the law does have some teeth in it. In addition, they must obtain a traffic safety driving certification to demonstrate that, in fact, they do have the fundamental skills to be able to drive on the road. And if they're able to perform these activities within 1 year, then they do have a conviction, but they have no license suspension or fine aside from that. So this is a very big change in the law, and one of the things we want to do is to get the word out so that people in law enforcement in other states understand that what we're trying to do is to make it so that people who are brave enough to use the traffic system without being surrounded by a steel vehicle, that they're a precious commodity and they should be protected by the law. Also to give some process of reconciliation for those drivers who have made a terrible mistake and seriously hurt somebody, so that what they can do is to do the community service and do the training to make them into safer drivers.
For the full text of the statutes mentioned and much more information, go to Pedal Power, a legal guide for Oregon bicyclists.